Hello students, welcome to SJ's English tutorial. This video contains main points of the lesson which will be useful for you in the examinations. This will make your revision easy and helps you to answer all types of questions. Let's start. Today I will explain second lesson of grade 10 English, Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. Nelson Mandela was the first black president of South Africa. He was a national hero of South Africa. He fought against apartheid and brought independence to the black people. He was born on 18th July 1918 in South Africa and he left the world on 5th December 2013 Johannesburg in South Africa. He had received Nobel Peace Award, Gandhi King Award, Bharat Ratna, Lenin Peace Prize, World Citizenship Award, Presidential Medal of Freedom, etc. Let's see children what is apartheid before going into the lesson. Racial discrimination is against individuals on the basis of their skin, color or racial origin. They can discriminate by refusing to do business with, socialize with, or share resources with certain group. Apartheid was a policy about discrimination on the grounds of race. It was made a law in South Africa during white rule in 1910. Whites were minority in South Africa and ruled it more than 200 years. Whites enforced racial discrimination against non-whites on the basis of color of the skin and the facial features. This brutal system existed even in the 20th century. The present lesson has been extracted from Nelson Mandela's autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom. It was first published in 1994. The book depicts his early life, coming of age, education, and 27 years of his prison life. The present lesson includes the description of inauguration ceremony, his journey to being a freedom fighter and the struggle, a tribute to other freedom fighters and people who fought for their freedom. The characters in this lesson are Nelson Mandela, Zenani, Mr. de Klerk, Thabo Mbeki. Nelson Mandela. He is the national hero of South Africa who fought against apartheid and brought freedom to his people and country. Zenani, Mandela's daughter who accompanied her father on inauguration day. Mr. de Klerk, second deputy president of South Africa. Thabo Mbeki, first deputy president of South Africa. Now let's plunge into the lesson. The whites ruled South Africa more than 200 years. There was a brutal system called apartheid in South Africa. Mandela and his African National Congress fought against apartheid. He spent 27 years of his life in the prison. At last, democratic elections were conducted in 1994. Nelson Mandela's African National Congress Party won 252 of the 400 seats. It was the first democratic elections of South Africa's history. It was the inauguration day of first democratic non-racial government in South Africa. It was a remarkable day in South Africa on which Nelson Mandela had taken oath as the first black president of South Africa. Nelson Mandela's African National Congress Party won 252 of the 400 seats. It was the first democratic elections of South Africa's history. It was the inauguration day of the first democratic non-racial government in South Africa. It was a remarkable day in South Africa on which Nelson Mandela had taken oath as the first black president of South Africa. It was 10th May 1994. It was a bright and shiny autumn day. The inauguration ceremony was held in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre in the Union Buildings of Pretoria. A large number of leaders, politicians, and dignitaries gathered from more than 140 countries to witness the great occasion. Nelson Mandela was accompanied by his daughter Zenani. Mr. de Klerk was sworn as first as second deputy president. Then, Mr. Thabo Mbeki was sworn as first deputy president. After that, Mr. Nelson Mandela was sworn as president of South Africa. Mandela pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote himself to the well-being of republic and its people. He also pledged to make the nation free from poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. In his words, never, never, and never again shall it be that beautiful land of Africa will experience the oppression of one by another. After Mandela's oath taking, African jets displayed the military power. It was a perfect formation of the jets over the Union buildings. The jets not only displayed military power but also showed military loyalty to democracy, to the new government that had been freely and fairly elected. Mandela recollects how the generals of South African army and police officers were appointed to arrest him and other freedom fighters only some time before. But then they saluted him and showed their loyalty. Finally, there was a formation of South Africa's national flag. The Republic of South Africa consists of two constituents. One is blacks and another one is whites. So they played two national anthems. The whites sang Yenkosi Sikeleli Africa and the blacks sang Destem, the old anthem of the Republic. Mandela was overwhelmed with the sense of history. In the first decade of the 20th century, the whites introduced a system of racial discrimination against blacks, which is called apartheid. The system was one of the inhuman and brutal systems that the world has ever known. In the last decade of the 20th century, apartheid was replaced by a new democratic government based on equality of rights and freedom of all the people regardless of the color of their skin. Apartheid had created a deep and lasting wound in the hearts of his people and country. He said that it would take many years or generations to recover from the deep wound. The great and powerful comrades emerged due to the decades of oppression and brutality. They were national heroes who fought against the apartheid. It produced courageous comrades like the Oliver Tambos, the Walter Sisulu, the Chief Lutulus, the Yusuf Dados, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Subikwes. They were men of extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity. He said that such depths of oppression might create such heights of character. The greatest wealth of Africa is its people, and they are finer and truer than the purest diamonds. Mandela learned the meaning of courage from the comrades. He had seen the people stand up to the attacks and torture against the inhuman system. He had seen them risking and sacrificing their lives in the freedom struggle. Even the hardest prison life could not break their faith in the independence. He learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the triumph over it. Let's see the two obligations mentioned by Nelson Mandela. Mandela stated that every man has two responsibilities in his life. He has one responsibility to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children. He has second responsibility to his people, his community, his country. He said it was not possible by blacks like him in South Africa. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. He was forced to live in isolation away from his family. When he chose to serve his people and country, he was prevented from fulfilling his responsibility as a son, brother, a father, and a husband. As a child, Mandela thought freedom was free to run in the fields, free to swim in the clear stream, free to roast mealies and ride the broad backs of slow moving bulls. He was obedient to his parents and customs of his tribe. He had a happy childhood and was not troubled by the laws of man or God. As a young man, he realized that the idea of freedom which he had in his childhood was an illusion. He understood that his freedom had already been taken from him. First, he wanted freedom of living as per his wish for himself. Later, he realized slowly that he was not only the sufferer but also his brothers and sisters. He decided to serve his people and serve his country. He joined African National Congress. Soon his hunger for his own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of his people. This desire for the freedom of his people to live their lives with dignity and self respect made him courageous. This act transformed a frightened man into a bold man, a law obeying man into a criminal, a family loving man into a homeless, and a life loving man into a monk. He learned that freedom is indivisible. He knew that both the oppressor and the oppressed must be liberated. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a freedom hater. The person who takes away the freedom is also truly not free. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. So, both must be liberated. That's all about today's class, my dears. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel English Made Easy with SJ's English Tutorial. Hit the bell icon to get my future updates as notifications. I will come back to you with one more topic. Till then, stay safe, study well. Bye.